I know I talk about that some people are some of the sickest people I ever talked about, but I always tell you that whenever I say that there's going to be a story that's going to come along that might eclipse the last time I say that. Well, here we are yet again. Now, this story is sick for two main reasons for me. It might be more than two for you, but definitely two for me. One, because of the act that was committed, and two, the reasoning that this person gave for the reason that they committed the act. So this person's name is John Innocent. I kid you not, his last name is really Innocent, but what he did was far from innocent. And this man violated a 13-year-old girl. That's already bad enough. But to take it a step further, this man ended up getting the little girl pregnant. Now, mind you, this man is in his 40s. I think I read that he's 41, but the article is going to go into more detail because I kind of skimmed through it to find his name to, insert it in here. That's number one. Number two was the reasoning he gave as to why he did what he did. This man actually blamed voodoo for the reason why he did what he did. No, you took it upon yourself to do that. And honestly, my punishment for him, let's just say that it will be a guillotine style punishment, but not for the head that sits upon his shoulders. I'll let that marinate for a second, but I think y'all get what I mean. A 41-year-old Florida man, again, we're in Florida, was arrested for allegedly violating and impregnating a 13-year-old family member. A family member, y'all. This wasn't some random girl. This is someone he's related to. This man, as far as I'm concerned, committed an incestuous act. Add that as number three of the worst things that could go with this story. Then telling investigators that voodoo was to blame for the sexual encounters. John Innocent, yes, I kid you not, his last name is Innocent. That's his name, John Innocent. I'm guessing he's Haitian. Was taken into custody last week and charged with 2 counts of sexual battery with a child, 1 count of incest, and 1 count of impregnation of a child. Court records viewed by Law and Crime show. According to probable cause affidavit obtained by Law and Crime, the 13-year-old victim, whose name is redacted in the affidavit to shield her identity as a minor, was brought to St. Mary's Hospital on December 19th suffering from abdominal pain. The child allegedly told investigators that she had sexual intercourse with Innocent approximately 4 times since she had abdominal surgery in July 2020. So this is something that's been going on for the last 2.5 years. And it says since she had abdominal surgery. This guy didn't even respect the fact that this little girl had a medical procedure. That's how sick he is. The victim allegedly described the first penile vaginal sexual abuse, saying it took place over the summer of 2022. She claimed the second instance of sexual abuse took place in November 2022. So basically, while this was going on since 2020, it was probably more of a touching thing, maybe a kissing thing. It was never a thing of like how they're describing it as sexual penetration until this year. And the crazy part about it is the most recent one was last month. And by the way, I'm recording this video on December 28th, 2022. The victim stated, but it says redacted, was at work when Innocent entered her bedroom and told her, "Give me 10 minutes. The affidavit states. Innocent pulled down her bottoms, exposing her bare body, and he pulled down his pants. The victim climbed on top of her and inserted his, and this is what the article says, his PP inside of her PP. That's what the article says. The victim said no and was refusing and crying. The victim stated that Innocent stopped and said never mind because she was crying. He then left the room. The victim allegedly told police that the encounter made her feel weird and said it hurt, document states. Investigators organized a recorded one-party consent controlled call from the victim to Innocent per the affidavit. During the call, the victim allegedly told Innocent that she had recently been throwing up, saying the hospital was about to give her a pregnancy test. Innocent told her to say no and began making up a story to tell about a relationship with a boy named Seaman. I kid you not. Like I said, everything I'm reading right now is in this article, and it says Seaman, and it's spelled just how you would think, Semen. The affidavit states, he told the victim if she tells, he will go to jail. He then told the victim she was not pregnant because her period was not due for another week. The victim asked, did you do it inside of me? Innocent replied, yes, I think I did do it. The defendant allegedly added that he believed his pre-ejaculation could have caused the pregnancy. Investigators on December 19th took Innocent into custody and interviewed him regarding the allegations. Innocent allegedly told investigators that he believes voodoo caused him to have sexual intercourse with the victim. He further claimed that he only remembered having penile vaginal intercourse with the victim on 2 separate occasions, with the first time happening approximately 3 months prior to his arrest. Well, that's the thing. All it takes is one encounter to cause a pregnancy. All it takes is one time. He stated that they were inside of his bedroom on his bed, according to the affidavit. Innocent described telling the victim he needed 5 minutes. He then inserted his penis into her vagina. And I know, like I said, this is very graphic, what is being said, but for contextual purposes, it's being said. He stated that it was only for a few seconds. And then he stopped and left the room. Innocent allegedly said that the second instance of sexual abuse also took place inside of his bedroom. That time he allegedly entered and asked her for 10 minutes. He stated that he told the victim, this is the last time I'm going to ask, the affidavit states. He said that the victim had tears coming from her eyes and she said okay. He then climbed on top of her and had penile vaginal intercourse with her. The relationship between Innocent and the victim was not disclosed. He is currently being held without bond, thank God, because like I keep telling y'all, a lot of these freaks out here don't need a bond, and he's one of them, so I'm glad they got that right. Jail records show. This story is enough to make you want to risk it all and catch a charge. I don't know where her parents are, but they need to find them and find a reason as to why they haven't put hands on this dude yet. Because I'm looking at his mugshot, which is this one right here, and I'm not seeing any visible bruisings or cuts or anything like that. At least when it came to Anderson Aldrich, he got a footprint on his face, or a heel print or something after what he did at that club in Colorado. I'm trying to figure out why this guy's face looks so clean. Well, it looks clean now, but I'm sure where he's headed, it won't look like this for long. That is some wild stuff. Like, everything that could have gone wrong with this whole story went definitely wrong. I mean, this guy literally is bad enough. Like, let's literally run down this whole thing. This guy was doing this since 2020. It started off as just touching. He did it with his 13-year-old family member. They didn't explain how she was related to him, but it just said that she was. Then it's escalated to him doing penetration twice this year that they know of. She got pregnant. She had abdominal surgery, but he didn't seem to care about that. He just wanted to get his rocks off and did. He got her pregnant. So, and literally, this guy was manipulative, because you got to think, he was 40, he's 41 and she's 13. This man is old enough to be her father. Yeah, he's old enough to be her dad. And he didn't care. This man could have went out and got any woman of legal age that he wanted, but he wanted his 13-year-old relative. Like, really let that sink in. And again, like I said, it's bad enough that he messed around with a 13-year-old child, but it's messed up that he messed with a 13-year-old child that's related to him. And it says incest, so I'm believing that they are through, that's definitely through blood. For sure. That's either, and again, they don't specify if he's like an uncle or a cousin, but either way, they are blood related. And this girl got pregnant. It didn't say anything about if they were going to make her get an abortion, or if she's going to have this child. They didn't go into detail about that. But all I know is this little girl is going to be traumatized for the rest of her life. For the rest of her life. Like, imagine like 10 years from now and they ask about how she's doing, and you know, she's still not doing well. And they ask her, like, why does she act the way that she does? Here's your catalyst right here. There it is. She's only 13. She's in a very, very still innocent stage of her life where she's going through those changes. And he literally stripped her of her innocence. This piece of shit deserves to be dog walked for eternity. And y'all know what my punishment is when it comes to people like that who commit these kinds of crimes. Sit them down, spread their legs a little bit, put it on the slab and drop a cinder block on it. That would be my punishment. They lucky I'm not in control. But don't make them think twice though, because no one will want that kind of punishment. But some people will be out here ready to risk it all because they probably think they're the ones that will not get caught. I'm sure what he was doing, he thought he wasn't going to get caught either. But yeah, it's crazy. And the wildest thing about it is, there's a lot of people out here that y'all may know personally that may have gone through something like this. Yes, you know, a lot of the times the people who do stuff like this are family members. It doesn't have to be a stranger. Why? Because the family member is closer to you. And as crazy as I'm talking right now, I wouldn't be surprised if someone out there is listening to the sound of my voice and listening to this video. You could even be subscribed to me who this might have been you, not him, but you could have been the victim. You could have been the little girl or little boy that got touched inappropriately. I hear these stories all the time. But yeah, this guy definitely deserves the ultimate punishment. The people who do stuff like this, like, they are right up there with murderers for me. They're up there for me. Which means he should get the same fate as them. Maybe even worse.